Alright, what's going on YouTube? This is PXG Cash Howard, bringing back to you week 6 of the league. We really had to come up with a name for this league, and I'm tired of saying the league. My opponent this week in week 6 is Lindomar. Anyone who's played competitive Pokemon, either on Showdown or on Twitch, know the name Lindomar. They know how strong Lindomar is. So you guys kind of know I'm going to kind of go through hell this week. So, knowing how good of a strategist Lindo is, I realized I kind of have to go think outside the box. I even went and asked people, numerous people, for advice on how I should go about this, Pokemon-wise and stuff like that. And the overall decision kind of was, it was kind of torn. They all had different viewpoints of what they would do in this scenario. So, taking all of that into consideration, what I decided to do was leave Miltank for Registeel so I can get the added defenses, because Miltank is really good physically defensive, but it's very bad, especially defensive. Registeel will do the same thing that Miltank could do in terms of just setting up rocks, being an annoying in doing status moves, and when need be can actually hit something. And I decided to leave Victini after really considering it at the last second. Decided to leave Victini because most of the pokes that Lindo did draft, if Victini could not kill them in one hit, I would be very screwed, and it would get revenge killed. So Victini was a huge liability for me in this battle, so I decided to leave Victini at the bench. So stepping up is one of my other physical hitters, which we haven't seen until today, in Chestnut. Rounding up the squad, Mega Altaria, Zapdos, Nidoking, Suicune. None of them need introductions. Seen them all before, but they all are carrying some new tricks up their sleeve. And on the other side, with Lindo's pokes, we got Mega Gardevoir, Landotherian, Garbodor, Umbreon, Lantern, and Kyurem. Apologize for that loud noise you guys just heard. Now looking at these pokes, you could kind of tell we were really going in terms of how can we stop X poke, and then the other one has a Y poke that can kind of counter that. Like Lantern is specifically there, obviously, to wall Suicune. I know the deal, that's definitely water absorb. I've done it in the past in the last league when I fought Pum, when he had the Suicune that time around, and I walled it completely with Jellicent where it couldn't do anything, and I killed it easily. Kyurem and Mega Guard probably there to counteract Mega Altaria and Zapdos respectively. Lando's there to intimidate any of my physical hitters. Take the damages that any of these other pokes don't want to take from Zapdos. So this we're kind of like at the same time trying to out-predict each other on what we're bringing. The one good thing I'm happy is that Doublade, who Lindo drafted, is not present, because Doublade is literally the one thing that was driving me crazy when I was building this team. But you guys don't want to hear me talk anymore. You guys just want to see the battle go on. So let's start the battle, and we'll see what went down here in week 6 of the league. Alright, Lindo starts out with Eye of Timaeus, aka Kyurem. And I lead off with Registeel. Now at this point, I could have brought out recalled Registeel, but I really wanted to pray to everything that no matter what this Kyurem did to me, I can live it, so that I can paralyze. Because at the time I thought it was Choice Scarfed, but after attacking first, I realized it was Life Orb. So I had nothing else to fear at this point in terms of it outspeeding with the Thunder Wave actually connecting. So, Registeel doing his job, I bring him out into Zapdos, just in case he was going to try to Earth Power me again. He withdraws and goes into Shadow the Umbreon. At this point I can tell already, Umbreon is definitely a cleric, and there'd be no reason to call him out. I get the crit, he goes for the Heal Bell, as predicted. And we cure cures the paralysis for Kyurem. He withdraws Umbreon and goes back into... Yes, he goes back into Kyurem. At this point I was thinking maybe he was going to go into his Lando. So I use Hidden Power, of course being Ice. Does a little good damage because it's neutral. I recall out my Zapdos. Bring out Suicune, predicting an Ice Beam. Pressure on pressure. And there's the Ice Beam like I said. I take the hit because I'm neutral, resistant, and he freezes me. Alright. So now at this point, I'm kind of like, you know, even though I'm frozen, I'll be fine because I can defrost myself. And he goes for the Draco. Those meteors from the sky, and they hurt really bad. Especially since their Life Orb boosted and Stab boosted. So I melt the ice with Scald. You know, I kind of punish it with the water. Naughty Dragon. I get some life leftovers recovery. At this point I know staying in would be really, really bad. I recall out my Suicune. Go back into Zapdos. Because with the drop from his special attack I feel like anything I can probably live. And he goes again for the Draco. Zapdos eating that up. And now he's at -4. But with the Life Orb, that probably really means I did -3 or -2.5 for him. He goes for Roost. I didn't even know this thing even got Roost. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Should probably did my homework a little bit harder. I go for the Thunderbolt. I think I predicted him to switch out. Not very effective. The Dragon side of Kyurem resisting electricity. I recall back Zapdos. Into the Registeel. And he goes for the Ice Beam. Cover left, he recalls back Kyurem. In comes out Free Willy the Lantern. So I go for the Stealth Rocks. He was probably predicting me to Thunder Wave him again, probably. Into Zapdos. Just because I was predicting the electric move. Actually, either or, because I think even if it was water, I probably would have took like a champ. So he both switches Free Willy the Lantern out. Into Madison Ivy, the Gardevoir. Takes a little bit damage from Stealth Rock. Traces my pressure. Alright, and he's gonna Mega, because like I said, in this league you get a Mega first turn. So welcome Mega Gardevoir, aka Mega Madison Ivy. Goes for the Hyper Voice. Zapdos barely living that. I go for the Thunderbolt. And we get the Paralyzed, slowing down this problem. So he recalls Mega Gardevoir back into Kyurem, aka Eye of Timaeus, who takes a lot of damage from the Stealth Rocks, Ice being weak to Rock. I go for the Thunderbolt. This dragon is slowly whittling down. I recall Zapdos into Registeel again. He goes for the Roost. Made himself up back up to nice health. Nicer than Registeel at the moment. At least I get back into the green. He goes for Earth Power. I believe I lived this because I did last time. Yep. I go for the Thunder Wave. just to slow down slow him down also. So now both of his really fast special attackers are both paralyzed right now, so they're speeded down. So I bring in Chestnut. Just because I kind of know what might come out. And there it is. Shadow the Umbreon. So now I specifically, with assistance from the coaches, I gave it a little bit of speed to try to outmatch Umbreon's native speed. Goes for the heal bow, like I knew it. To heal both Madison Ivy and Eye of Timaeus of their paralysis. And I recall Chestnut, because the last thing I would need is for this thing to start foul playing me. I bring in Nidoking. He withdraws Umbreon into Shukaku, the Landotherian. Takes a little damage from Stealth Rock. Goes for the Intimidate. He quickly withdraws Shukaku. I think he kind of knew what was coming. Goes back into Shadow the Umbreon. Takes damage from the Stealth Rocks. I go for the Ice Beam, probably what he saw coming. And Shadow the Umbreon is down. Next is Eye of Timaeus. Once again taking the nice damage from the rocks. I go for the Ice Beam. And Eye of Timaeus is down. Right now we're at a good 4-0 lead. Out comes out Madison Ivy, who also takes damage from the rocks. And why not? Go for the Ice Beam again. Goes for the Hyper Voice. And we do live it. And he quickly withdraws Madison Ivy into Poopy Head, the Garbodor. The one thing I don't think I was even predicting to even show up in this entire league. The Ice Beam this too. But at this point, why not? I recall Nidoking. He says I don't know really what he's carrying. I go for Registeel. And he sets up the spikes. The one better spike. I recover some health with my leftovers. He goes for the Drain Punch. Something I kind of wasn't seeing coming, but like I said, I didn't do my homework enough. So Registeel goes down after a better showing than he did last time around. Comes with Black Sludge. So bring out Suicune. I do take damage from the spikes. He goes for a second bed of spikes. I go for the rest. To heal up my my HP. His leftovers is recovering his HP. Goes for the third and final bed of spikes. Meanwhile, we're just resting because, like I said, we did make some changes. This time around, Suicune does not have Sleep Talk, so he cannot attack while he's asleep. He goes into Free Willy the Lantern. And I'm still asleep. So now I did find out afterwards that this Lantern was specifically given enough speed so it can actually outspeed Suicune. He goes for the Thunderbolt. Suicune wakes up, very upset. I go for Calm Mind. Free Willy recovering his HP back to full health. Suicune eating his leftovers, almost back to green health. He goes for the Thunderbolt again. The Calm Mind boosted my special defense and helped out there. I go for Roar, just to get Lantern out of there. Into Shukaku, the Landotherian. And there goes the Intimidate, dropping my non-existent attack, physical attack. He goes for the Earthquake, and I believe I died to this. Yes. And Suicune goes down. Bring out the Nidoking. The Meta Spike's hurting really bad. He withdraws Shukaku. Back into Madison Ivy. And Madison Ivy herself dies to the Stealth Rock. I go for the Ice Beam. Here comes Free Willy, the Lantern. I recall Nidoking. Back into Chestnut. He goes for the Scald. Luckily my Grass typing resists it. It could have been bad if I actually got burned though. So now he goes for the Volt Switch. Also, my Grass typing resisting that. Into Shukaku, the Landotherian. The Intimidate actually does matter this time around because I am a physical hitting poke. So that drops my physical attack. I go for Seed Bomb. Just to test the waters, how much that was actually going to do, even though I know it's a neutral attack. He goes for his Stealth Rocks. I go for the Seed Bomb again. He withdraws Shukaku and goes into Poopy Head, the Garbodor. Alright. Seed Bomb one more time. Seed Bomb to show dominance, but Poison does resist Grass. I recall Chestnut back. I go into Zapdos. But at this point, the rocks are enough to kill Zapdos. Now, because I lost Zapdos, I did also lose my way of removing hazards. I wasn't thinking too far ahead. So I bring out Nidoking, who has now both the rocks and the spikes damage also goes down after a strong showing. So what was a 4-3 is now a 2-3. Go into Altaria. He recalls Altaria into Shukaku because Altaria is a physical hitting mon. Stealth Rock does hurt him. And he intimidates, dropping my attack. So now let's see if Altaria can actually do something, as Altaria's been having a poor showing this league this time around. So I go for the Mega. Now I go for Body Slam. And we get the Paralyze. And I find out he's Rocky Helmet, which is another thing I was kind of worried about what item he was holding this whole time. And even though I'm hurting myself, at the same time I will actually knock out Shukaku, so Landotherian goes down. Here comes Poopy Head, the Garbodor. Taking damage from the Stealth Rocks. I go for Roost, just to recover my health back. He goes for Toxic. Probably trying to stop any and all setting up that I may be doing with Altaria. So now I'm going to be taking some damage every so couple turns. I go for the Dragon Dance. But at this point my attack is still at the negative because of Shukaku's Intimidate. Bring it back up to neutral, my speed does go up. Goes for the Drain Punch. Which is odd because I do resist it with my fairy typing. And I go for Heal Bell, which I don't know if he knew I would have been carrying, to get rid of my poisoning. He goes for the Drain Punch again. Both of them I think doing like 9 damage each at most. But at this point, I'm still at neutral and it won't probably kill Poopy Head the Garbodor, so I go for a second Dragon Dance. Now I'm at +1 attack but +2 speed. Goes for Infestation. So at this point I realize he's not carrying a poison move outside of Toxic, as he has Spikes, Toxic, Drain Punch, and Infestation. Infestation does do damage over time. I go for the Roost. But like I said, even at +1 is still not enough to actually kill Garbodor. He's recovering back now. He's actually back at full health. And now I'm slowly succumbing to both poison and infestation damage. I go for the Dragon Dance a third time. So now I'm at +2 attack and +3 speed. He goes for the Drain Punch again. Like I said, probably doing about 7 to 9 points of damage. Attack on the poison. And the infestation. I go for Roost. But at this point I kind of need to play this correctly. He goes for the Toxic thinking I was in a Heal Bell. Toxic hurts me. Notice Infestation. And now I go for the Body Slam. See how much damage this does. About 50%. Goes for Toxic again, thinking I'm trying to heal myself. Toxic again. I'm free from the Infestation. I go for the Body Slam one more time. Almost. He goes for Infestation again. Probably trying to also keep me from swapping out with Chestnut. Now at this point, I believe... No. So I did live the Toxic, but I did not live due to Infestation. Altaria goes down. So now we're at a 1-2 situation. Bring out Chestnut. Takes damage from Spikes and Stealth Rock. He goes for Toxic. Because Garbodor does outspeed me by a couple base speed points. Probably like a difference of like 3 or 4. So I do kill Garbodor. So now it's down to Chestnut and Lantern. I get some recovery from leftovers. Toxic whittles me down a little bit. Here comes Free Willy the Lantern. Takes some damage from Stealth Rocks. He goes for the Thunderbolt. I do resist it. I go for Seed Bomb. Getting him close to the red. Get the leftover recovery. Does go down because of the Toxic. And he goes for Thunderbolt again. And that's it. Chestnut goes down. And as the announcer says, overall, that was a really, really strong and stressful battle. As soon as the battle, and both of us literally messaged each other at the same exact time, talking about how how nerve-wracking this fight was, literally coming down to like the wire. Had I probably used synthesis, probably once Chestnut came out, you know, different things could have happened. You know, I could have probably done a little couple things different, but it was a 1-0, the lowest that Lindo's gone so far in the league. So even though I didn't win, I could at least put myself to the fact that I almost literally beat him. So it is what it is. So we're sitting at a 2-4. We're still on this losing streak, and my streak of opponents is still not getting any better, because next week I'll be battling last league's winner. I have no idea. I got the short end of the stick when it came to the schedule, but like I said, it is what it is. So thank you guys so much for watching YouTube. I highly appreciate it. And stay safe out there. Later, guys.